What you talking about now, Cine? I don't know, but you're gonna get some nuggets out of it though. But first, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn that bell on. There's a new video series dropping every Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the random jam session whenever I'm in my bag. You do not want to miss out. Also, be sure to check out my books, man. The link's in the description below, right along with my vegan class if you're trying to go plant-based and stay plant-based. I'm telling you, it works. Oh, and lastly, be sure to follow me on Instagram at _just_scene_. The nuggets I don't put over here, I put over there, so you can always get me when you need me. But you ain't really coming for all of that. Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom. I'm out. It's Piscean. As long as you know that it's Piscean, it don't, like I said, it don't matter which religion you give me. You feel me? It don't. You know? And that's why it's like when I look at Islam, you know, and the Quran and everything, they're like, yo, Prophet Muhammad was illiterate. If that don't show you that it was Piscean, I don't know what does. You feel me? This was a whole era of, like, he was illiterate, meaning that he couldn't read or write. And he wrote a whole book. Now I get it. Some people say, well, if he was illiterate, how did he write it? He didn't write it. He had scribes write it. Okay, he couldn't proofread them. He couldn't read and say, okay, yeah, you wrote exactly what the fuck I just said. You feel me? That puts Piscean age on a whole nother level. You feel me? Because niggas just like, yo, I believe you. You feel me? Think about this shit, right? But he didn't have anything besides saying, okay, God gave me this word. And motherfucker just said, okay. Now this ain't a shot at anything or anything like that, but yeah, even that ties into astrology. You don't find it coincidental that you pray to the east? Which way does the sun rise? It rises in the east, sets in the west, and you pray 5 times a day, and there's 5 different positions the sun sits in a day. But it's little things like that that lets you know that there's levels to it. The mythology, the ritual, and the allegory. Because then once you pass the mythology, you get to the ritual and the allegory, you start to see that it's connected to astrology, numerology, esoteric magic, which is ironic because they tell you not to fuck with magic, and all of these shits are about magic. These are the biggest magician books you could think of. You feel me? But that's not here nor there. So it's like, you know, I don't have a problem with religion. I don't. I just don't have a desire to go back to it, cause I know it. I know it's inception. Like that's why, if you understand like what platform I stand on, this shit, I fucks with masculinity heavy. You know, not manliness and no shit like that. I'm talking about masculinity, which is the mental, physical, and spiritual embodiment, the essence of analysis and deconstruction, to where you're able to get back to the principle of shit. We get lost in so many of these motherfucking details that we can't sift back through to go back to the principles. You go back to the principle of religion, you be like, oh shit, you really wasn't really on that shit. You feel me? That's what's like, we still following shit from 2,000 years ago. That's Piscean shit, tradition, that's believing. That's why the next generation doesn't have tradition, because tradition doesn't fit in the Aquarian age. You feel me? You don't just accept something. We questioning all of that shit, some of us. But see, this is why it gets fucked up, because when that gap in which the changing of the guards occurred, to where it's now you have parents that were born Aquarian, raised Piscean, are trying to raise Aquarian-born children, right? So here's why that's problematic, because you can't even quantify. There's a duality within yourself that you haven't even made peace with the balance between the Piscean and Aquarian transition that you're having, and you're trying to give that shit to the Aquarian age children that you're having. You dig what I'm saying? That was strategically done. Like, come on, they know the charts. Why the fuck you think you got a whole birth certificate with a timestamp on it? They're running your natal charts too, better than you running yours. You know what I mean? They know the collective generation of shit that's supposed to shift and change. They know all of this shit. You feel me? My generation, 90s babies, late 80s, early 90s babies. I'm gonna say from 85 to 95. That generation they have to sedate us. That was their mission. This could be conspiracy. I don't give a fuck. It sounds like conspiracy. If I didn't know what I know, this would definitely be some shit I'll say, you bullshit. Like, but I know what I know. You feel me? So if you look at your astrological chart, if you're born between, matter of fact, I want to say specifically from it's November 1985 until November 1995. If those are your age brackets, check your chart and see if you got Pluto and Scorpio in your chart. I'm not going to say you got Pluto and Scorpio in it, but I'm saying there's about a 90% chance that you have Pluto and Scorpio in your chart if you're born between those 10 years. right? So that era, being born as the Aquarian age was coming in, and Scorpio and Pluto being being a planet and a sign of transformative energy, manifested themselves. And you wonder why we got the video games, we got all this shit to sedate us and shit, prescription, like the crack epidemic, and it's like, now people can say it's biased. I don't give a fuck. If you have melanated skin, if you are a melanated being, you are genetically dominant. You are the front runner for the transition.